Papers with Dave Gahan.
Even as you're talking, I can't understand a word. Your lips, they keep on moving, telling tired tales that have all been heard. So many precious days, and all the parts you played, you looked so fine. All those days have gone. We tried to get along, well, not all the time. I can't stay with you in here anymore. I feel like my time is running out. I know that much for sure. I can't stay for another day in here with you. I feel like my time is running out. I know that much for sure.
I Can't Stay is the name of that song, written by my guest, Dave Gahan, and the guys in the group Soul Savers. That's Rich Machin and Ian Glover, the English production team. The new album is called The Light, The Dead Sea, and you had a tough year going into this project. Malignant tumor removed, a leg injury, vocal cords, I mean...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the leg.
Yeah. This was not like, in your youth where maybe you brought your woes upon yourself.
Yeah.
This was just like stuff happening.
Yeah, this was life, that's right. Well, look, these things, they say, will make you stronger. But, and I do feel that as well. And I also feel that they're constant reminders, you're human and, you're going to have obstacles that you're going to have to climb over and things that happen in life that are out of your control. Now, they also give you their food for thought. They make you think about a lot of stuff, what's important and what's not really important, and the things that you dwell on that just really you shouldn't. And so as I don't know if it comes with age as well, but as I get a little older and maybe a little bit wiser, I'm able to reflect on that stuff more, and that definitely comes out in this music. I think, it was kind of a tough year, but the stuff with my vocals and stuff like that, that's wear and tear. That's just stuff that's going to happen.
Right.
If you're trying to do 4 or 5 shows a week for a year or two, you're going to have some problems. But the other stuff was out of my control, and in a lots of ways. But what it did make me do is stop and think, and stop and try to value what is important.
Mm-hmm. So, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling great. I have no complaints at all. I have an amazing job. I have a fantastic family. My wife's listening right now. Hi, Jen. There's no, what can I say?
Yeah.
I get to make music with, this really was a gift for me, this record. And the way the songs were written really taught me a lot about getting out of my own way. And there's always something there if you just show up,
You said earlier that music is a learning process, and it seems that that's often the last thing that people learn is how to get out of their own way.
Yeah, and music really is, it's like a gift. It just is floating around there. I really do believe that. Look, that's not to say not got to put some work into it. You got to put some work into it, but look, Rich, when Rich kind of gave me these things, they were gifts, and there was never a moment when he and I had a conversation on the phone where it's like, all right, well, what do you want me to do with this? I don't really know what to do, or what. There wasn't any of that trying to figure it out. It was really just quite pure.
And what are you left with? Do you hear this as an album or as a collection of songs?
It's definitely an album now. I mean, it started out as a collection of songs, or it started out as a writing, kind of like a process of writing and learning from that, really. We didn't sit down and say, let's make a record. It was just to see if we can write some songs together. And after about 5 or 6 pieces that we had done, we realized that it was kind of, okay, this is turning into a record. And got very excited about that. but it's definitely an album, and to me, it's an album that I'm still kind of like, I have two sides to that album. I'm kind of putting, really kind of...
Do you mean literally like an A side
and
a B side?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Rich and I, that's one thing we did discuss. We're both big fans of gospel and blues music, and there's a lot of those influences in this music. But we're fans of like a record where there's like you listen to it. It begins, it takes you on a little journey, and then
you flip the record over.
Yeah, and it leaves you in a place of reflection or whatever, and just feeling a sense of hope, or like you belong to something. I mean, when I was a kid growing up, David Bowie did that for me. It was like I was,
Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, I mean, those records, they just took me to a place. I wanted to go live where he was living,
We're speaking with Dave Gahan, who's working with Soul Savers. The new album is out today called The Light, the Dead Sea. Here's perhaps a little bit of a slightly harder-edged song called Bitter Man.
Wild is the sky that covers you. Long be the night that comforts you. Dark is the day confronting you and pushing you. You're such a bitter man, doing all that you can in the name of fun. Just a bitter man, taking all that you can.
That's called Bitter Man from the Soul Savers record, The Light, the Dead Sea, which is out today and features my guest Dave Gahan on vocals. He wrote the lyrics. And doing all of this, you're working with Soul Saver. Your bandmate in Depeche Mode, Martin Gore, has been working with your former bandmate, Vince Clarke, on a project they're calling VCMG.
That's correct.
So what does that mean for Depeche Mode, with the two of you pursuing other things?
Well, it was good. Yeah, Mark got to do that, and I think he had a lot of fun making that record with Vince. And in the meantime, I was writing with Rich, which turned into a record. But both of us also, at the same time, were writing songs and demoing for what is now to become the next Depeche Mode record, which we are in the process of recording at the moment. Mm-hmm. And we're now also talking about planning a tour and everything for next year. So I got a feeling that this record's going to be something really good, because I think both these projects that we've done outside of the band have given us some inspiration.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you feel like you're coming at it from maybe a different angle or something.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's just sort of, like I said, this is a learning process. It is. You never stop learning, and when you think that you've done it all as an artist, it's time to hang it up. I think, because for me, what's happened is the more I kind of stretch myself and try doing things with other people as well, it just enthuses me to come back to my band and with a fresh approach to what I do vocally, a fresh approach to how things are recorded. So that's exciting to me, because there was, if you'd asked me this question maybe sort of 15, 20 years ago, I might have turned around and said, well, we've already climbed the mountain and there's nowhere to go now. Yeah. Because I kind of felt like that at that point, and oh boy, was I wrong.
And how did that change?
It changed with sort of, by circumstances that, I've been well documented, and I think I got to a point where I was just kind of artistically, I felt at such a low that I had to try something different, and that came with stepping out of what my comfort zone, mm-hmm. and stretching myself and working with people that challenge me, and ask me to step up to do something different.
Well, I think Depeche Mode fans will be very happy to hear that there's a new record. You guys were working on it last night, apparently. And
yep, I was doing some
coming.
vocals late last night, and yeah, it's going to be an exciting record, and I'm excited about doing some shows next year too.
All right, the current album, The Light, the Dead Sea, featuring the band Soul Savers and my guest Dave Gahan. This song in the background is called Take Me Back Home. Dave, a real pleasure having you with us on Soundcheck. Thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
As long as you were right.